Hi, my name is Mary. I am a lawyer turned software engineer. And of recent, I've been having people come up to me or people just reach out to me saying, what do I need to do? Why do I need to get into tech? How did you make the decision to transition from law to tech? And I just said that to do a video about it so I can share it to people next time when they ask me how about my transition journey, how I was able to transition from law to tech, what I did, what they need to do. I'll be telling you all about that in this video. I graduated with a first class from law school, so I was pretty geared up to take the law world by storm. And then I started my NYC year, and I think I pretty much knew I was going to do more than law from my 300 level. I was already thinking about what else. I was always into different things, graphics design. I was very, very good with computers. So I knew that I might want to do something different at some point in time. So I did my NYC. During my NYC was when my transition journey started. While I was doing my NYC, I started researching about the different fields in tech that I could transition into, and then I started taking the steps. So in this video, I'll be talking about three different things, walking you through three different phases or three different things you need to know if you're planning to transition into tech from whatever field you're coming from. You can transition into tech. The first thing I'll be talking about is you deciding which part of tech do you want to transition into. So you have to decide which part of tech you want to go into. If you want to go into IT, probably become a system administrator, or you want to be a developer, probably mobile developer, web developer, or you want to be DevOps, you want to do cloud engineering, or you want to go into the non-technical part like a product manager and or a product marketer. They're different, or you want to be a technical writer. So you need to first decide exactly which part of tech you want to go into, because if you don't decide this from the set, you can find yourself being dragged in so many directions. It could lead to complete confusion. It's always better to have like a good focus so you're able to go straight and get what you need to do, get it done. So off the front, you need to decide which part of tech you want to go into. When I started my transition journey, I dabbled a little bit. I first started learning Bash, and then I didn't know why. I just know, oh, learn a particular programming language, and I started learning Bash. But then eventually I realized that okay, maybe this is not the line I wanted to go into, but I was confused. Fortunately for me, I was able to get into a community where I got more information, and then I got into a boot camp, and that was a game changer for me because it gave me a structured approach to learning. So my point number two would be that is try to get a structured learning platform. For me, I found a community. It's called a She Code Africa. Then I joined their community. They have like different groups, chat rooms for um different tracks. They call them tracks in tech that you want to take. And that was when I started learning about the different tracks that they have. And then they had a boot camp then that I joined. I joined the Python track, if I'm correct. I did the Python. I was in cohort 2. So I just She Code Africa. There was a boot camp, and then you had to pick a track. So I had to go and research on all the tracks. Just like I said in your number one, you have to decide which track in tech you want to go into. So I did my research and I picked the Python track. So I did the Python track during my mentoring program. During my mentoring program, I took the Python track, and I really, really invested into it. We used to have our meetings, I think, in the evenings, and then for you to pass that mentoring program, you have to build a final project. I think this really helped me. So whatever it is I was learning, I was not learning in isolation. I was learning towards a goal to building a particular project. And that helped because it brought all the ideas together to make sense building a particular project. And this is why I would advise for you to probably get into a community. There are different communities. If you research, you'll find different communities. There are different platforms where you can get structured learning, structured training, it will help you a lot. It will take out all the guessing, it will take out all the confusion out of your journey and give you a more streamlined roadmap to where you are going to. So when I took my Python track and I finished, I built an e-commerce website with Django. It was really amazing. It was like one of the projects I put on my portfolio when I started applying for jobs. And another thing I would say during this process while you're learning is put yourself out there. Create your own blog. It could be, I remember then I had my own blog on Ashnote. There are different platforms. It could be Medium, it could be Dev, it could be even on LinkedIn. But put yourself out there. And part of our assessment was that you have to put out articles about the things that you're learning. So write technical articles, how I built this with this and this technology and this technology. So I started writing articles, and in the process of writing the articles, you realize that you understand the concept better because you're trying to explain the concept to other people. So you yourself get to understand the topic better than you did before. So write articles, put yourself out there, put your articles on LinkedIn, talk about what you're learning on your WhatsApp, on social platform that you own, but LinkedIn, yes, and write articles. So when I started applying for jobs, these were the things that I put on my CV. A link to the website that I built. It was hosted. Then the hosting platform was free. There was a particular hosting platform I used then, it was free. But I know that there are other free hosting platform you can use right now. So host your project, post it, add the link to your CV, add the link of your project to your CV, add the link to your blog post, to your CV, talk about that project that you built. I think that was the main thing that separated my CV then. And so put all these things on your CV when you start applying for a job. The third thing I'll be talking about will be that don't get stuck in the tutorial hell. And point two is going to help you not get stuck. Like I said, when I joined the boot camp, I built a project. And me being able to build a project gave me a sense of confidence that I can do something from beginning to the end. And I didn't get stuck in tutorial hell, sort of. So build a project. So point number three, don't get stuck in tutorial hell. Once you're done with your structured learning, take a month and do your DSA, that's data structure and algorithm. You need this to pass your coding challenge. When you apply for jobs, they're going to send you different, you're going to do different coding challenges. You need this to pass your coding challenges. Learn data structure and algorithm. There are different resources online when you research. You can find videos on YouTube. And also, pro tip, learn data structure and algorithm in the language you write. It will make it easier for you to understand when they are solving it in the language you write. So look for videos that solve DSA in the language you write. It is easier for you to understand that way. So make sure you learn data structure and algorithm and then start applying for jobs. Put your CV together, put your project on the project, host it on a free hosting website. There are a lot of them, there are quite a number of them. Host it, put the link on your CV, your blog with the articles, put the blog link on your CV, write about your project, and start applying for jobs. When I started applying for jobs, there were the first job, like a couple of them, I did the challenges. Some I was having like 60%, some maybe like 55%, and I had I think a 70%. But I did a couple of coding challenges before I eventually got the job I got. When I got the job I got, the technical assessment they gave me, they told me to build an admin web app in Angular. Remember that I took the Python track when I was doing my bootcamp. But when it was time for me in this particular technical interview, they asked me to build it in Angular. So I learned Angular and I built the admin web app in a week. I had a week deadline to do it. So I did all of this in a week. And when I submitted, the founder was like, the job, the work, the project is not like top notch. That he understands I'm still learning, like I'm still new to this, that it's not like grade A level, but he really likes the grit and the fact that I did all I could to get the job done. The fact that I didn't say, oh, I don't write that language and that's that. Like, I just took the job. I went to learn Java, I went to learn Angular because I understood the basics of programming already, doing that Python project, going through that Python track. So it wasn't so difficult for me to learn JavaScript. And that's one thing about tech. When you learn a particular language, it's easier for you to pick up other languages because you already understand some fundamental principles. So I learned Angular in like a week and I built the application, and that was what got me the job. So yes, I finished the 3 months boot camp in around August, and by November I had my job offer, and then I started in December. So I'll say the whole process took me about 5 months. So yes, you can transition wherever you are to tech. You just need to know the things you need to do, put yourself out there, be willing to sacrifice or be willing to go the extra mile that you need to do to get where you're going. And so the three things that you need to do, you need to know what track in tech you're transitioning to off the start. Do your research, do whatever you need to do, decide what track that you need to be in. And of course, it might change at the end. For me, I started with Python, but I ended up writing JavaScript, both for front end and back end. And then number two is look for a structured learning platform. It will take off out the confusion to help you streamline your process. It will make it the journey way easier for you. Look for communities. I joined She Code Africa. It's a good one. So look for communities you can join, a streamlined learning process, learn your data structure and algorithm, build a project, build a portfolio project. Make sure you build something that you can show that yes, you've done this and can do this. And then number three, don't get stuck in tutorial. Write your articles, put together your CV, put your portfolio project link, make sure it's hosted, put your blog link, write about the things you've done, and start applying. Just start applying. Take the code challenges. You might not pass all of them, but you keep learning and just keep applying, and I am rooting for you. Thank you. So if you've learned anything from this video or this video has helped you in any way, subscribe, like, and stay tuned. Bye.